Okay, so in the previous lesson, what we had done was created the surface anatomy for the pec muscles, the neck muscles, the love handles, and over here for the serratus muscles. So now what we're going to do is look at how to create the abs on the obliques using a technique known as randomization in 3D modeling. So what this technique is really understanding how to create complex shapes in such a way so they relate to the rest of the body. It's as if you were creating a painting in a Renaissance style. So it has to do with these random fat deposits. So I'm going to show you how to go about doing this. So the first thing that we want to do is make sure that you are back on your snapping and you're in increment, and let's go ahead and switch to the edit mode under mesh, edges, and if you close Blender it will not have the shortcut key. I'm just going to add shortcut, hover my mouse and do Control A to put it back. So let's go ahead and do A couple of times to select everything, and then A to deselect everything. Go ahead and select on the edge select mode and click on this edge over here. We're going to do Control A to make this go in this direction for the topology. Shift middle mouse button to come over here. So what we have to do is add an edge loop right here in the middle. This will help us to define the abs. So I'm going to do Control R, left click, and then right click. So if I do my middle mouse button, you'll see that what it's basically doing is also adding an edge loop here in the back. So when we get into the back muscles, you'll see how we're going to handle these edges over here for later. So go back into your front view and A to D select everything. So go ahead and select on the faces, and you're going to get this face right over here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to do W, and we're going to smooth this 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you do tab, you'll see that what we're doing is really just defining this area over here, really the bone structure for the chest cavity. Obviously, it's going a little too deep over here, so we have to come in here, click on this one, and just zoom in a little bit, shift middle mouse button. The reason we're zooming in is we need the smaller grid units, and just bring it out 1, 2, 3. Not too much, just a little bit over here, as you'll see as to how all this is going to come together. So go into your front view over here and A to D select everything. Next, what we need to do is pull out the stomach area. So we're going to click on the face select mode and click on this face over here. Basically, you should have 1, 2, 3 above this chest line over here, the pec muscle line. So having the shift key down, click on this one, this one, this one, this, and this. I'm going to do shift middle mouse button to pan up a little bit. Go to your right view by pressing 3 and pull it to the left one time. Now we're going to do W and smooth it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go to your front view and A to D select. So in order to define the abs, what we're going to now do is really use this technique of exaggeration. And then we're going to come in with the smooth to put everything back to the way it should be. So to understand how this technique works is, you see this vertex over here for the love handle. You're just going to click on this vertex over here. Shift key down and then click on this vertex and then this vertex. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit, shift middle mouse button to pan over here so you can see. We're going to take this to the right 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So you can see that we're starting to get this shape of the abs. But we need to exaggerate this a little bit. So we're going to go to the right view. And over here, I'm just going to pull it to the left one time so it comes out and go to my front view. So if I do tab, you'll see that what we're doing is exaggerating these shapes, and we're going to put them back together a little later. Next, we're just going to select the vertices right next to them. We're just going to select on this one and deselect this one, deselect this one, and deselect this one. Come in 1 and then 2, then simply deselect these 2, having this selected, come in 1 time over here. Okay, so next what we need to do, basically if I just select all these, you don't have to select them. This is an edge over here. I need another edge over here. So we know that we can do Control R to add an edge loop, but you can see that if I edit this, it will go right through the entire body, and that's not what we want. So we can control this by using the edge select mode and basically clicking on this edge to Control A 1 and then 2 times, then coming over here, this one, do one time over here. So if I do Control R, you can see that I can control how the edge is going to be put over here. So I do left and then right click, it'll just drop the edge loop over here. We can now click on this again and do Control A to put it back. Click on this one, Control A. So we can put everything back the way it was. Now, obviously, you're going to click on this one, Control A, 1, 2. Now, you have to zoom in, shift middle mouse button to get to this one. You can press the Z key to see what it was, but this is the one. Do Control A, 1, and then 2. So you see that we just put everything back the way it was, and we got our edge over here. Next thing we're going to do is click on the vertex select mode, and we're going to click on this vertex, shift key down, this one, and then this one over here. And we're going to simply take it to the left until it touches, and take it to the right only one time. Okay, so it'll just snap like this. So this means that we can now click on this vertex right over here, shift key down, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We obviously have to take this inside. So we're going to do 3. We're just going to pull it in one time like this. So if you do the Z key, you can see what I did. I just pulled it in one nudge. Okay. A to D select. So if I do tab, you can see that we're starting to get this idea of the abs over here. So now you see that I deselected everything. So if I do Control Z a couple of times, you'll see that it's just going to go backwards, meaning it'll show me that it'll just reselect everything that I had deselected. And this is something that you should get used to with the Control Z, the undo, that if you lose a selection that you were working on, you can always backtrack to that selection without doing the undo of the move. So I'm going to move this up one time over here. Next, we're going to go ahead and select on this vertex, shift key down, this one, and we're just going to move it up one time. Click on this one, shift key down, this one, and we're going to move it down 1 and then 2. Okay. So what we're going to do now is click on this vertex and bring it out one time, and then click on shift key down, this one, and this one. Now I'm going to do tab first to show you what's going to happen. So you can see that we've got exaggerated movements over here. So if I do tab and have these still selected, if I do W and smooth and now do tab, you'll see that what we just did is we put the amps the way we want them to be in this style that I'm showing you with this technique that is kind of like painting in that Renaissance style. I'm going to do tab over here to go back and A to D select. So obviously we don't want the amps to be like this, and what we have to do is add a little bit of randomization. So we're going to click on this one over here, this vertex over here. We're going to push it out one time over here because we need to have the amps go in this direction, in this shape. So when we do that, we're going to now click on this vertex, go to the right view, and we're going to move this in one time, go to the front view and move it out over here. Next, we're going to click on this vertex, move it out, click on this one, move it out, and we can actually move this down too. Okay, so if you do tab, you can see we're just adding a little bit of randomization to make them a little more realistic. I'm going to do tab, we're going to edit mode over here. I'm going to click on this one, zoom in a little bit to get to the smaller grid units. If I do Z, you can see that those are the small grid units. We're going to bring this out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I don't really want this line to be so exaggerated over here. Same thing over here. Go up, do the same thing, and just bring it out 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe, and just bring it up 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're adding a little bit of these randomization concepts. Click on this one, just do 1, 2, maybe over here, and we can bring this down a little bit, maybe about 3 over here. Okay, so I did like small 3 micro movements over here. If I do tab, so you can see that we're getting this idea over here. Now, next, I'm just going to click on these two guys over here, go to my right view, and just zoom in over here, and just we're going to bring it in 1, 2, and then 3, 1. Okay, so you'll see that we're getting this concept over here. So you can see that we're getting like this idea of the oblique. So obviously the obliques go down in this curvature but the way the fat system works on the human figure, it's always kind of a little bit of randomization in there. So what we're going to do is over here, just click on this one, and I'm actually going to zoom in and just bring it out 1, 2, 3, just to help it not be that exaggerated over here. Okay. Anyways, so now to make this all work together, we have to add the navel over here. But first, before we do that, we're going to click on this face, click on these two. We're going to do W smooth 1, 2. Click on these vertex mode, click on these two vertices. Then you're going to go to your right view, and you're just going to bring this out one time over here to define this area over here. Go to your front view. So you'll see as to how this is now starting to work together. So what we need to do now is create this navel over here. So first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and select on this vertex, make it go in, make this come out, then go ahead and select these two and come down 1, 2, 3. You're going to just click on these two, do W and then smooth it one time. We're going to click on this one, do 1, 2 over here. And if you do tab, you'll see that we're just defining this area before we get into this. So next what we want to do is create the navel. So we're going to click on the face select mode and select on this shape over here. And we're going to move it up. Big grid units like this, move it up one time, because the navel has to be situated right across this line over here. So we're going to do E to extrude, right click to get out of it, do W smooth 1, 2. Okay. Now you want to be careful when you're creating really small details like this, right? Because it has to make sense overall in the overall picture. So now I'm going to come in. We're not going to extrude this more because that would really create a lot of problems for us later on. So if you do tab to go into your solid view and do the Z key, you can see that this is the wireframe model. See where this is? This section here of the navel. So if I go to the modifier tab in the subdivision, this is really the resolution that we're interested in. So you can see that how it creates this area over here. That's what we want. And if we go higher, you can see that we're getting more and more vertices over here. So you don't want to be extruding small things like this. So to create that navel, all we have to do is just have this selected, go into the right view, and shift middle mouse button, go into your wireframe. Just move it in let me do that again. Move it in 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to do it around 4 over here. You can do 5 if you want to. You can experiment with that concept. I'm going to do Z and stay in edit mode. So what we need to do is now shape this into some kind of a navel over here. So it's a very simple concept. Just going to select on these two. You can take it to all the way to the right until it touches and make it go out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click on these two. Okay, and then you're going to come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Click on this one and this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we can click on this one. 1, 2. Then this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so if I do tab, you can see that we can this idea of the navel. So and it's just coming up a little bit over here. You can design your own navel over here, but as I said, you have to be careful with this concept of how much you want to do it. So for example, we can come in here and make this a little more triangulated. Just zoom in your front view and do 1 and then 2. Let's just do 1 and pull this out a little bit. 1, 2 over here. Actually pull this one in one more time. That's showing you that you can mess with this all day, right? So now you can see that how everything is starting to work together. So anyways, so next what we want to do is here we're just going to pull this out 1 and then 2, because these abs that are going here, you're going to get this very subtle ab feature over here, right? It's not going to be very well defined. It has to do with how much fat there is across the entire body. Okay, so we're not really interested in creating a middle line over here. That's why we can do it this way. Anyways, having done all this, what we're going to do is now do Control R. And over here in this area, if you hover your mouse, you're going to do left click, and then you're going to get this and just right click over here. Okay, and it'll just create this edge loop. So you'll see that the way this edge loop gets created, what it does, it creates these edges over here for the back side, which we will use later. That's why we put it this way. And I'm just going to do tab. So you'll see what it does. It automatically creates this area over here for us. Okay. So now you can just click on this one and do W smooth 1 over here. You'll start to see that we're getting this little line over here. I'm just going to bring it out one time over here and then do tab. And I'm just going to leave it be. So you're going to get this little spot over here. And you're just going to click, just click on this vertex, do W smooth 1, 2, 3, 4, and it'll just remove that. So here we've now defined this area over here for the abs and the side. You can see that we're getting all these nice shapes of randomization for the obliques, and that's exactly what we want. So in this technique, you saw that we can use this exaggeration of movements and then use the smoothing to basically snap them back to a certain place. Okay, and this concept of if you look at this as if you were painting this, you can see that all the muscles are now relating to each other. Like if you were drawing this, how would you have done the abs? This is the concept that I'm trying to get across to you in this idea of design and how the relationships between the design of the shapes that you're doing have to relate to each other. And this is what allows us to create this concept of surface anatomy over here. So anyways, I'm going to now go ahead and take a look at this over here. And over here, we can click on these two, and we're going to just smooth this out one time over here to bring this out one time. And we're just going to click on this and then smooth it out one time over here. Then click on these three and do smooth one time to bring it out like this, okay? And let's go ahead and click on this one and do smooth one more time. Just bring it out a little more. Next, we're just going to click on these four and now do smooth one time to clear this area. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. So we're going to save this as file, save as. I'm going to save it as lesson 9. Okay, so now we did all this. Now I'm going to jump into the future because I just want to show you something. So you're not going to have this right now, but let's just jump into the future and see what's going on. So if I go under this file over here, to just set this up, this is the rigging system over here, right? So you can see that these are the abs. I'm just going to turn this off over here. This is the concept here of the abs. So if I turn this on, if I, let's say, click on this, I'm going to turn this off over here. I'm just going to rotate this. I'm going to rotate this over here a little bit, rotate this over here, and oops, and rotate this over here. And we can look at this from this side over here, Control 3. So you can see, if I turn this off, how these muscles work together when you actually rig this. See how the surface anatomy is working automatically for us? And this is how all this stuff is going to work for us. So with the rigging. So I'm just going to do Control A, A, and do Control R and A to deselect. So let's see what happens when you go to the right view. So I'm going to click on this one and go rotate this a little bit over here because I want you to see how the skin fold system works. Right, we're going to rotate this a little bit over here. And let's just see how this is going to work. And let's remove this armature when we're rigging it, right? And then of course, with the shape keys and these advanced concepts in rigging, you can see how this entire system is going to work later on for us, okay? So I'm going to move this to the left like this, and you can see how these muscle folds are going to work. So let's just go back to where we were. I was on lesson 8. I had saved it. Lesson 9 over here. So let's go ahead and now take a look at the rendered mode. And here we don't have to do anything. These are already on. Simply have to just turn on this layer over here. So if we now look at how this looks in the render, you can see how we get really nice ideas for the surface anatomy over here. Okay, it's very subtle movements. Okay, so I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you.